Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Tristan, of course, and here we are, day 16. It's a spooky season movie marathon. We're still going strong. Well, we're a little bit shaken, won't lie to you, mostly because of the movie we watched tonight, which is called Possum.
Mother, father, what's afoot? Only possum black as soot. Mother, father, where to tread? Far from possum and his head. Here's a bag, now what's inside? Does he seek or does he hide? Can you spy him deep within? Little possum, black as sin.
Possum is about the most disturbing puppet in the history of cinema.
Wait a while, my little child, for what is playing dead? Possum with his black balloons will eat you up in bed.
And how it haunts one of the creepiest, weirdest leads in the history of cinema.
They didn't even say who it was. Besides, it's the old army barracks. Whereabouts?
But mostly it's about the puppet. It's a deeply disturbing dive into this character's psyche and his pain and him trying to get this monster off of his back. There's a lot of metaphors that aren't too subtle, but when they're told in this way, when they're executed in this way, it is a fucking nightmare.
Did you find him?
So Possum has obviously affected me a lot. Let's start with the opening titles, which are immediately terrifying. There is like atmosphere to the nth degree established within the first opening seconds. It brings to mind the 7 opening titles, those historically creepy opening titles. It's like that. You can't help but be impressed by what you're seeing, but it is absolutely disturbing. It immediately establishes what you're about to go through. So it's made like this, it's repulsive like this, by design. The framing of the cinematography is brilliant, and it helps sell the color palette and the characters and everything else to you. So that's kind of why you're not immediately wanting to turn it off and go, good God, because the color palette is truly brownish hues mixed with grayish hues mixed with blacks. I think a yellow sneaks in there once. That's it. It is an intense directorial choice for a color palette, for an aesthetic. And it shouldn't work at all. It should make you want to turn it off. And it doesn't. This is one of these horror movies that got to me so badly, and I really can't put my finger on why. It's just one of these things when you're watching, you know. I don't know how else to explain it. Is it the fact that everything is framed to make it look like this man is lost in a void? To make this man look small in his surroundings? To make him look powerless? Yeah, it's telling you a lot with the cinematography and visuals and framing. Besides, it's like a perfect marriage of disgusting and beautiful. It really, really, really works to horrifying levels. It's pacing deliberately slow enough to make you sit in that dirt and grime and desperation and depression You're almost begging to be scared. And then he scares you and you want to go back. You don't want to be scared anymore. Stop scaring me, please. It's so fucking uncomfortable and spine, like, tingling kind of awfulness. I mean, it makes you move and react. It's so disturbing.
What exactly is it?
It's a puppet.
You show that to children.
I'm destroying it.
The characters are off-putting as fuck. The way they're shot, the way their faces are lit and like, just, he's always grimacing. He's always in pain. He never eats. He never drinks. All they do is smoke. I never see them consume anything but cigarette smoke. And their faces are just like craggly and broken and just, yeah. And then you hear them talk. In the dialogue, you're like, oh God, stop talking, because they're the most incomprehensible European accents you could possibly grab. And they're just gurgling these long throat. They're just, hey, go to take it out. Take it out. The puppet was coming back. And you're just like, what? It's all by design. It's all a choice. It's all to make you just squirm. The lead is the guy from the Mission Impossible movies. He's the big bad guy from the Mission Impossible movies. And he's creepy in that, in like a turtleneck and glasses. In this movie, he looks like fucking Norman Bates' long-lost brother. You're just like, oh, he's so gross. And he's brilliant in the movie. He's so good. And that's not the only way this director repels you. Then he adds the sound design to it. Sometimes when our lead character is talking, there is literal, like, there's certain moments in the sound design and the soundtrack that just like attack your ears. And that makes you flinch and want to look away. It's an all-out assault on your senses. Same with the sets and the production design and art direction. I've never seen such dilapidated, disgusting houses work so hard. Just thinking about scene after scene of this character trying so hard to get rid of this puppet and trying to kill it, and it always comes back. And so there's this air of like, is the puppet alive or is it in his head? And I think by the end of this thing, it's totally a real living manifestation of this guy's issues. And that is fucking nightmarish. It's like drenched in atmosphere and desperation and grime. And it's got some of the, no lie to you, no lie, I will never forget some of these images and some of these sequences, ever. I will never forget them. They're that immediately fucking scarring. Like, I'm telling you, it's the scariest puppet in the history of cinema. This movie is something else. It's a weird journey into icky feelings, and that should repel you. But it's a brilliant film. It's a slow-paced poem. Look at me. I can't stop thinking about it. It hasn't stopped affecting me. And it probably won't for a very long time. Like, I don't want to sleep. If you could accept the emotion that this thing is feeding you and in turn, you know, making you feel, go for it. You're going to get fearless filmmaking that is gorgeous and vile at the same time. So yes and no. I'm totally recommending it. It's the epitome of, you know, dark beauty. This is the discussion of this movie. How much can you take as an audience member? How much are you willing to let the director stomp on your good feelings for the sake of an affecting story? Take it. Stomp on me. And it's a hugely affecting horror film because you are horrified. This is not a haunted house ride. This is not a Rob Zombie film. This is not going to give you good feelings. And it was not built or made for that. It was made to dig under your skin and get into your head and completely fuck your night up. And it does it. And so how could I not recommend you such an awesome movie? How could I not? It's a complex movie to view. It's a complex movie to take in. And it's a complex movie to discuss and review. And so I do hope you check it out. And if you do, based on this review, please let me know. Please come back to this video and comment. And tell me what you think. Tell me if you got through it. Tell me how it made you feel. It's one of those movies. It's one of these lovely little experiences. Thank you guys. Like the episode, share the episode, subscribe to the channel because we got more stuff coming. And yeah, I'm gonna try to sleep. I think maybe I'll stay up a little bit longer. See you guys.